The Pokemon Nuzlocke is one of the most iconic and most difficult challenges in gaming history. The most important rule is that if a Pokemon faints, it's dead. You cannot use it ever again. And due to its difficulty, it's not for the faint of heart, and can lead to some pretty interesting reactions.
What did I say, Brayden? What did I say?
Most of the time, the people that do these challenges are veterans of the series, and people who have hundreds of hours in single Pokemon games. And I'm doing this challenge with a game I've never played before. Also, to spice things up a little bit, I'm doing a randomizer, which just means every Pokemon encounter is completely random. And with all that out of the way, I think it's time to get into this video. After arriving in Little Root Town, I did some things to set up, and then talked to my rival, named May. Then I ran into the professor, who was in a bit of a predicament, and this also meant it was time for me to see my starters. Tentacruel, Flaffy, and Croconaw. I have to go with Croconaw, dude. Evolution of Totodile, one of my favorite Pokemon. I didn't really know what to name Croconaw, so I just picked up a random thing off my desk and named it that. With that being said, please welcome to the team, Pink DS. I had my first encounter on Route 101, but because I didn't have any Pokeballs, I lost my Route 101 encounter. The same thing happened in Route 103 with me missing out on the opportunity to catch a Bayleaf. After that, it was time to fight my rival, May, for the first time. Tentacruel almost took me out, but with my one potion, I was able to heal up and win the fight. After getting the Pokeballs from Professor Oak and the running shoes from Mom, I could really start my Nuzlocke. I went into Route 102 excited for my first Pokemon that I could actually catch. Swellow! I actually love Swellow, so I like this line of birds. Surely I can scratch it and it'll be fine. After blowing my third route encounter of the video, I started fighting the trainers in Route 102. There were not really notable Pokemon, except Bug Catcher Rick's second Pokemon. What? After narrowly surviving an explosion by Regice, I made my way to the first gym, teaching Wally how to catch a Pokemon on the way. On my way to the first gym, I got my Route 104 encounter, a Metang. This time, I actually caught the Pokemon, and because I'm not very good with names, I named him Mr. Metal. In Petalburg Woods, I had to do something rather unfortunate. Dude, this is like Pink DS's son. I guess family means nothing in this game. While I was grinding levels in preparation for the first gym, I found a Master Ball, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And speaking of a Master Ball, I decided to go get my Route 106 encounter. I'm gonna use my Master Ball on this. I can feel pretty confident that I won't get anything better than this. Welcome to the Team Luigi. And not too long after that, I saw another possible encounter from Route 106. Dude, this route has some crazy luck. And I guess because I haven't seen enough legendaries, this happened. Okay. After encountering one more legendary and doing a ton of grinding, I got myself an X attack and went into the first gym, ready to get my first badge. Roxanne sent out her Kakuna and I sent out my Croconaw. And because I wasn't too concerned about Kakuna, I used this turn to use my X attack. After easily taking out Kakuna, it was time to fight Raichu, who totally had moves that could have done a lot of damage, but luckily I got a crit and Raichu wasn't anything to worry about. Roxanne sent out Anorith, and with no effort at all, I was able to earn my very first gym badge. After easily taking down a Team Aqua Grunt, I made my way back to Rustboro City, where I had a quick battle with May. Shortly after, I sailed to Dewford Town, where I got the Old Rod and got my next encounter, which was, moving on. While grinding levels, I encountered yet another legendary, Registeel this time, and after a little more grinding, I was ready to take on the next gym. I sent out Mr. Metal, and Brawly sent out his Tropius. I sent out Metang just because I don't know what the Pokemon are gonna be, and if I lose him, I won't really mind. But even with only 2 moves, after enough Rock Tombs, I was able to take down Tropius. Then, Brawly sent out Magnemite, who unfortunately took out my Metang. Luckily, one Water Gun was able to finish Magnemite off. And when Leader Brawly sent out Licky Tongue, I just spam bite until I got the dub. Even though it is great that we got the gym badge, it is unfortunate that we lost one of our Pokemon so early on. After that whole ordeal, I gave the letter to Steven and sailed to Slateport City, where I went fishing. Welcome to the team, big guy. I took down some Team Aqua Grunts, and then I decided to farm some XP by battling all the Pokemon on the beach. And for whatever reason, Tuberlola had a Groudon. Then, one thing led to another, I'm on Route 110, and I caught that route's encounter, being Espeon. I caught a Zubat, saw a Mew, a Deoxys, and a Groudon, before I finally challenged Gym Leader Watson to the 3rd gym battle. I also caught Articuno. Anyway, for Leader Watson's Volbeat, I just spammed Bite, and that took care of it. Then he sent out Bayleaf, who took much longer, but eventually, by doing basically the same thing, I was able to take care of Bayleaf as well. Feebas and Metapod also weren't much of a challenge, and just like that, I was able to get the Dynamo badge. After that, I made my way to the next gym, and I saw a couple Pokemon along the way, like this Sentret, and I thought it was a shiny. No way I just got a shiny. It's not. By the way, little side tangent, I think this is one of the worst shinies ever. I did see a Celebi though. Then, I caught the best starter, saw a bunch of legendaries, did some story-related things, before finally challenging the gym leader. And surprisingly, this was the easiest gym battle yet. I didn't even have to use a potion. And just like that, I got the 4th gym badge, meaning I was halfway done with this game's gyms. Between this gym and the next gym, nothing of note really happened, and there's no point of me dragging it out. I got the Go Goggles, saw 4 legendary Pokemon, and got the gym badge. Although I will note, I did almost lose my main Pokemon a couple of times during that gym battle, but I was able to get through it without too many close calls. Then I made my way to the Weather Institute, where I not only fought the Team Plasma Grunts, but got my cast form, which ended up just being a Shroomish. Then I did a lot of grinding, and I caught an Aerodactyl, which I named Larry. After seeing one more legendary, and having my Golbat evolve into a Crobat, it was finally time to challenge the next gym leader. All in all, this gym battle was probably one of the easiest ones so far, and my Pokemon never even got close to fainting. After that gym, I was just progressing in the story, fighting Team Aqua Grunts, until this happened. And just like that, in that split second, I had lost one of my day 1 Pokemon. Fish was such a great asset to the team, and it's going to be hard to find a Pokemon to replace him. For the time being, we'll put in Spoon as a replacement. But forget about that, because look, it's a Wooper. And even though I'm not showing all of them, I saw 8 more legendaries, bringing our total count of legendary Pokemon up to 25. And before you know it, I'm fighting the next gym! This battle wasn't too difficult, but it was by far the longest gym battle. However, this was one of my favorites, as I really like having double battle gyms. Afterwards, my Shroomish evolved into a Breloom, and I made my way to the next and final gym. And would you look at that, I made it! I was able to one-shot Anorith using Surf. I know I didn't show him being caught, but I caught a Torkoal which I named Big T, and he used Flamethrower to take care of Gulpin. Starmie was pretty annoying, but by just spamming Bite, I was able to take it down. And by using my Articuno, I was able to take down both of his Dratinis. But me defeating that gym leader means only one thing. It's time to get ready for the Elite Four and the Champion. I spent hours grinding, and I was finally able to take on the first member of the Elite Four. With the entire run on the line, will I be able to clutch up, or will all these dozens of hours go to waste? Sydney is the first of the Elite Four, and is by far the easiest. To take care of Weedle, I sent out Torkoal, not only to prevent the status loss from String Shot, but to also one-shot it with Heat Wave. Sydney then sent out Wigglytuff, who was taken out with 2 Surfs. To take care of Mawile, I sent out Torkoal, who was able to one-shot it with a Heat Wave, despite the fact that Mawile used Iron Defense, which raised its defense. Ariados also got one-shot by Heat Wave. Then, to take care of Sydney's last Pokemon, I was able to use Articuno and just spam Powder Snow. Even though the first member of the Elite Four was pretty easy to take down, I knew that I should keep my guard up, and that the next Elite Four member might be my last battle. And unfortunately, the footage for this battle looks like this, so I'll try to describe it. It wasn't too difficult, but it did leave some of my Pokemon on low health, and I had to heal them up, as well as use some of my limited resources to clear their status effects. Very unfortunate that the footage corrupted, but that's 2 out of the 4 Elite Four members taken care of. Glacia was probably the hardest battle so far in this entire run. To take care of Carvanha, I sent out my Breloom, and one-shot it with a nasty Sky Uppercut. I took down Sunkern with 1 Heat Wave, then switched into my Pink DS, and was able to take down Aerodactyl with 2 Surfs. Magnemite also fell victim to the Heat Wave Oko, then taking care of Altaria with just a matter of spamming Slash. After defeating Glacia, I only had to defeat Drake, the last Elite Four member, and the champion, to finally complete this run. Drake had the potential to be a very difficult fight. Luckily for me, the team's main weaknesses were easily countered by 2 of my strongest Pokemon, Breloom and Feraligatr. Nothing really crazy happened during the fight, as those 2 Pokemon were able to easily sweep the team. Which leaves me with only 1 more battle. Compared to everything else I had to do in this run, this battle was nearly impossible. One thing that made this battle so hard is the fact that I didn't prepare very well, and because of that, I didn't have any heals left. In an attempt to heal up my Pokemon, I made a gamble with Nosepass. I used Leech Seed, and then swapped out to Pokemon that were low on HP to heal them. After taking out Nosepass, I sent out Torkoal to take care of Victory Bell. Unfortunately for me, Victory Bell hit a crit on Razor Leaf, and Heat Wave didn't one-shot it. This meant, if Victory Bell got a high roll or another crit, I would lose Torkoal, which would be devastating to the run. Luckily, Torkoal barely hung on, and was able to take down Victory Bell. Lantern probably could have ended the run, if it weren't for Breloom hitting a critical hit Sky Uppercut, even though it was confused. Lastly, it was Dodrio, the most threatening Pokemon to this whole run. If I didn't hit a crit with this Surf, and I got hit with another Tri-Attack, I would lose Pink DS, essentially throwing away the whole run. But luckily, I got the crit. Then, by using Fly twice, I was able to take down Champion Wallace's last Pokemon, completing the run. Wow, I spent a long time on this video. I thoroughly enjoyed Pokemon Emerald though, and I do recommend playing it if you haven't already. This was also my first time doing a randomizer, and I thought it was really fun, and I might do things in the future. Let me know if you want to see more of this in the comments. One last thing I want to mention is how thankful I am for hitting 1,000 subscribers. I never in a million years could have expected my last video to do so well, and thank all of you for subscribing. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.